Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. And a quarantined evening. Let's hope you all are doing well. Today we speak about a person called Gjekë Marinaj. Well, he's a poet, writer, literary critic, and founder of the Platonism theory, as well as an active scholar and translator of international literature. He holds a PhD in humanities with concentration in studies in literature and literary translations. Well, these are all that is written in front of me, but I had the privilege of being his honorary chauffeur once. He came to Calcutta, and he had shared certain beautiful stories about him. We would go ahead with them in between the poems. I start off with his first poem named Self Portrait. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to his words very carefully, because the words are something that would actually matter at the end. Self Portrait. Marlowe graced me with Faustus. Now I perceive more exactly the value of spirit, the cost of knowledge. More clearly, I see now the curved line of the equator and the human animal graft of the centaur. The vision of the culture of suffering, the deconstruction of the atom's secret nucleus, the chemical explosive, and the results of the explosion. These still remain my offensive strategy, my defense against the gaseous detonator. Exhausted by keeping watch on paper alone, I have built myself out beyond the bounds of my body, beyond the holy water squeezed out of Philip Sidney that made him murmur, "Thy need is greater than mine." With irises written less densely, yet than their whites, my eyes drive the world into logic's antipodes. Around the dangerous balance of love and pain, I rise and fall with the planet Kiselev, careful not to desecrate the moon footprints of the astronaut. My atmosphere is a thin layer of life and death, the destruction of even one person for the good of another. Forgive me, Milton, but it was better to serve in heaven than rule in hell. Well, this was his first poem, Self Portrait. I really wanted to share a few things. Things that he shared with us while we were on a cup of coffee about the stories of how he was ostracized for writing something anti-establishment in his native country, Albania, and how he had to flee. He had to literally flee Albania to avoid being ostracized and killed by the then government. How he sought refuge to the United States. These are all stories that a film is made up of. I'm sure Gjekë would one day take this idea and maybe produce a film on himself. My next poem, ladies and gentlemen, is 24 Hours of Love. This is Gjekë's idea of love. Ladies and gentlemen, please stick to his words. I hope I can transmit his soul through my reading. Twilight had sensed our need to seek out a hiding place somewhere. It melted everything down to the color of chocolate, silently giggled, seeing the red-hot blush on our faces and chanted a secret prayer for us on its way out. In nature, naturally, we made love by nature. In the meadows early, we sweated the first dew of the dawn. With the silky tresses of night, we wiped the chest of the day. We ripped up the flowering fields like a bolt of tapestry and found the newest, freshest smile of the Milky Way. Naturally, by nature, we made love in nature. Damn, the people who dwell in the wind had all somehow got word. Mercury left the sky and dived suddenly into the sea. The sun put his hands on his hips and stood there to gawk at us, and to the earth's old muscles revealed this mystery. By nature, we made love in nature, naturally. Unconcerned for the desperate comets panting up yonder, at once, like a flowery, honey-drenched dream, entered the bold. New evening and undid the top two buttons of a black shirt, and for us, she hung on her neck, the moon washed in gold. What a beautiful, beautiful poem, ladies and gentlemen. What a deep, introspective view of love. And that reminds me of Dusita. Dusita is Mrs. Gjekë Marinaj. And he told us that when they met, neither Gjekë nor Dusita knew how to speak English. They met at Westin. And that's why wherever Gjekë goes, if there is Westin, he stays in Westin only. They got married in 3 months, and it's only after their marriage that they learned how to speak English. This is probably ideal love. So the story, the film, has a romantic angle to it also, ladies and gentlemen. My last poem for the evening is Dusita. The planets have lost nothing vital in their semi-intoxicated revolutions. From man's quaint standpoint, they seem equidistant, indifferent. Majestic like the pyramids, they are nonetheless overwhelmed by your candid nature and cast off the weariness of age like a fine nylon décolleté, eager to behold themselves in the mirrors of your sunrise eyes. The planets are like beads on your neck, luminous with your wholesome beauty. Looking out from where I stand, straddling the gap between being a man and elected by fate to be your husband, it's odd that on earth humans don't identify you with the wishes of vines, don't like you to the lights in the sky. They send up astronauts, satellites to find life in other atmospheres, unaware that something magical occurred with your birth. And that all those lights are aligned and hang like ornaments around your neck. This is just beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, this finishes our date with Gjekë. I'm myself a person who changes himself every night. And I suppose you change yourself also with the words, the beautiful warps and weft of words that these beautiful poets, they weave. So be happy, stay at home, stay healthy, till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, till we meet again tomorrow night at 9:30 with some more poems. Good night.